Hello everybody and welcome back once again to Let's Play The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Last time we left off, we exited Felglow Keep. Having lost Lydia the previous day to that, we stumbled across the mage that stole the books. I have to remind myself of the name. Orthorn, that's the chap. He was behind some bars and requested to be released. Now Elwynn was considering leaving him there. He even, in the back of his mind, considered blasting him down where he stood. He was still in a state of shock and anger over Lydia's death, and Orthorn was the reason they were there in the first place. He was the mage that stole the books from the college, and that was the reason why they found themselves there. So there was some resentment towards Orthorn. But Elwynn, being Elwynn, saw, shall we say, the diplomatic side of things. Not one to lash out in anger too often, likes to keep a level head and think things through logically, decided that Orthorn would prove more use as a companion through the rest of Felglow Keep. Of course, he'd lost his true companion and therefore required a little bit of assistance to clear out the rest of the keep and locate these books. So Orthorn, despite his constant and incessant moaning, did follow Elwynn through the keep till we got to the final chamber where the books were located, and we stumbled across a necromancer, I believe by the name of the Caller. Elwynn told the Caller that he would trade Orthorn for the books, which he agreed to, surprisingly. And Elwynn snuck behind her for a preemptive strike, commencing the battle. And in that battle Orthorn fell, and Elwynn collected the books and returned here to the college, which is where we find ourselves now. We've had a night's sleep, it's 8:43, and although he didn't really want to, he felt compelled to read the 3 books that he had collected from Felglow Keep, because he was of the opinion that if they were indeed for collection to be brought back to the college library, they must be important, and especially one of them because it relates to Sarthal and the discovery of that orb. The books, of course, we're talking about is Fragments on Artaeum, Knight of the Tears, and The Last King of the Aelids. I don't know if I'm pronouncing Aelids right, but that is the way I pronounce it, until somebody corrects me. You know what I'm like with my pronunciations. Pretty bad. Anyway, so those books have been read overnight by Elwynn, which has left him with probably much about 3 or 4 hours sleep. Not a great deal. He's also stashed away his equipment, his potions, his food, his items to sell, his magical items for future use. They've all been stashed away, and he's ready to undertake the day's events. Now, what is he going to do today? Well, the first order of the day, as I said as I left off last time, there was actually a fellow mage that may be interested in tagging along as a companion for some of our adventures. So the first thing he's going to do is see if she still is happy to join us, if we can find her. And here she is. Brelyna Marion. Sorry to intrude here. I've got a question.
At least something good came out of that trip to Sarthal. I didn't find anything but dust.
I got a question of you. Would you care to join me in my travels?
Lead the way.
Is that it? Or
Still here.
it's as simple as that.
Let's get going then.
I need your help. Follow me. Lead the way. And that is it. Just like that, Lydia is replaced in the flash of a click of her fingers. In about 4 words. I need your help. That's it. Job done. Really?
I've got your back.
Let's have a look here.
I'm a mage, not a pawnbroker, you know.
Oh, you've got 2 books. You don't mind if I take that, do you? Thank you. So kind. Right, okay, so here we go. Here is Elwynn's new companion, Brelyna Marion, fellow student of the college, at least for the time being.
You lead. I'll follow.
Very good. Right, let's step outside, shall we? No, let us not step outside. Shall we step outside? Yes, no? I'm trying to consider what I'm going to do today. Right, the order of the day. Today is as follows. We do have to return these books to the college library, but Elwynn is of the opinion that he needs some time on his own. The college is important, of course, but returning these books can wait for now. They're in his safe possession, they're not going anywhere. He can return them when he's good and ready. The first order of the day is to go back to Whiterun. Quite a way, I agree. And so we take everything there. Everything in that box was to sell, so we should be fine. Okay, let's go, Brelyna. So that is the order of the day. Now the reason he wants to go back to Whiterun is there's a couple of things he wants to clear up. The first one is he was going to write a letter to Jarl Balgruf to request him to send some guards to recover Lydia's body so she could be honoured with a proper funeral. But he felt that writing a letter would not really be the just thing to do. So he has decided that he's going to make the trip to Whiterun to deliver that news in person. Also, there's a couple of last little things that he needs to clear up from that vicinity. There is the bounty to cash in from the Silent Moon's camp, and then also there is the issue about the Gilder Green tree that is stood in the centre of town, dead as a doornail. So we're going to try and hopefully retrieve Nettlebane so that we can bring this tree back to life, and that could be our parting gift to Whiterun, reinstating the tree to its former glory. We are so that is going to be the order of the day today for Elwynn. Return to Whiterun, deliver the news about Lydia, clear up what is to be cleared up, sell what he's just picked up in the local stores, and then he will be free to head back to the college on the carriage to continue with his studies. But before any of that, he's going to take this opportunity of free time to explore the village of Winterhold proper. We have not been in here before. We've merely stormed through the village to get to where we want to go, which is the college, but there are some buildings here that might be worthy of exploration. There might be one or two residents that can be spoken to. Maybe they have some insight about the history of this place.
What is it?
I have a lot of respect for the restoration. Skyrim use more healers.
Okay, so here we go. And of course, as we left off last time, we did mention that Elwynn would be a little bit more sympathetic towards his followers.
My job is to serve the Jarl, not waste time talking with travelers.
The Frozen Hearth. He would be a bit more sympathetic, a bit more understanding, and a lot less materialistic. So, Brelyna might hopefully have a slightly better time of it than poor Lydia did.
Sorry, could you describe the smell?
Like some horrible monster was turned inside out and then exploded. What did you do?
What the hell?
It was a minor miscalculation. I've already corrected it for future experiments.
Oh, to say I've...
This is why people have a problem with your college, Nelagar.
Is that a fellow mage? To say that we've walked through this village numerous times now, this is the first time I've seen so many people. Do you live in this tavern, folks?
Ranmir beg a drink from you yet? That's gold wasted, friend.
It's a nice place here. A stark contrast to the cold outside.
It's not much, but we get by. Very little money passes through Winterhold anymore. But if there's one thing you can count on, It's folks needing a drink now and then.
Alright. You mentioned this Ramnir begging. Is he okay? Anything wrong with him?
He owes his tavern enough coin to burn it down, build it back up, then burn it down again just for laughs. He's had some troubles in his life, but I can't have him drinking here without at least paying back some of the coin he owes.
Oh dear. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sure we'll get our gold at some point. Not like he has anywhere to go.
Okay, well, see you later.
See ya.
Yeah, we don't have any ambitions to pay up some coin for a I don't know what to call him, a low life. Maybe not quite so harsh.
You look like someone who can hold their liquor. How about a friendly contest to win a staff?
Drinking contest. I'm not in the mood for drinking.
Well, come back when you do, my friend. Come back when you do.
What do you think, Brelyna? Think I should partake in a drinking contest to win a staff? I mean, I do like magical artifacts, you know. Yeah, I've got quite a collection of staffs in my wardrobe now, in my quarters in the college. I could add to that collection.
I understand couriers.
Maybe not today. Maybe when I've come back from my journey to White, when I can finish the day with a drinking contest. And then if I lose, I can, or even win, I can take myself to bed and rid myself of a nasty hangover.
Well, then he's welcome to eat and drink at home, isn't he?
Oh, this is Ramnir.
Unless you're bringing me another round, you can just keep walking.
Can I now? I did see a fellow mage walk into this room here. Here he is. Collection of books.
My days at the college are long behind me, but I prefer to stay close by.
You were with the college?
No. Gods no, not for years. I left Winterhold for some time, and returned to stay here at the inn.
So you live here in this room? Do you have anything for sale?
Take a look.
Apparently so. Ooh, Apprentice Robes of Illusion. I'm not in the... I can find... Oh! Spell tomes. Of course I have all of these. I can't unlock any further spells until I get to level 50 in any of the spell schools. He also has soul gems. I wonder what I can sell you. Can I sell you anything decent? Oh! Silver amethyst ring and silver necklace. So a couple of these scrolls of ice spikes, because I already got ice spikes. Keep these two. And these are all books which I have replicas of, so... Oh, bugger. To buy it back. God of Worships. Gods of Worship. This is a book I took from Brelyna. Shouldn't have sold it. My mistake. Let's carry on. Okay, thanks a lot.
Until next time.
In fact, speaking of Brelyna, I wonder if we can... Yeah. Hello.
I'm right behind you.
Trade.
I'm a mage, not a pawnbroker, you know.
So, as we say, we're trying to be a little bit more kinder with our companions, and I think Elwynn is going to actually give Brelyna some items which she may be able to make use of in her travel. So I don't know what school of magic she specialises in, but we're going to give her probably the where is it? The Sarthal amulet. A little bit of a decrease to her spell casting. There we go, dear. And we're going to give you... that probably will do. A novice hood. She probably already has a hood on, as you can see, so I think that might do us. So just the one. And of course... there you go, let's see if she's put it on.
I'm a mage, not a pawnbroker, you know.
Yep, she's wearing it. Good, good.
You... I'll follow.
Okay, and I need to put on my clothes because I took them off last night when I was messing about around the college. What have I taken off? I've taken off my novice hood. And I have taken off my gloves. I think that's it. Yes, indeed it is. Right, speak with the bartender.
If there's anything you need, just let me know.
What can you tell me about Winterhold?
I'm afraid there's not much to be said. Winterhold is hardly what it used to be. You can talk to Brelyna if you need to buy anything. She doesn't have much, but could certainly use the coin. And then there's our little inn. Most of the business we get is from folks here to visit the college. Though even that's dried up some.
Oh. Well, do you know anything about any work around here?
Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter.
Oh. Kill the dragon. Located at Mount Anthor. Phew. Not in a month of Sundays, mate. Right. Apparently somebody by the name of Brelyna sells something. Hello, child.
They just don't let us go into college. They said it's not safe in there.
Oh, it's perfectly safe. I've come from there and I'm in one piece, aren't I? Barely. Lydia would probably argue the case, but never mind. Right, let's go. So there should be a store here somewhere. Which is rather convenient, because it might negate our trip to Whiterun, really. Okay, so where's Mount Anthor? In fact, isn't that where Numinex in the story of Olaf One-Eye was based? Atop Mount Anthor? We could be the modern day version of Olaf, couldn't we? If we slay it. Imagine the glory, the plaudits. Where am I looking? I'm fantasizing about future glory. Right, Mount Anthor. There it is, right there. In fact, it's only a stone's throw away. Shrine of Azura. All locations which we can visit in due course, of course. That'll do us. Okay, fine. Let's try this here. Is this the store? Jarl's Longhouse. Is this where the Jarl of Winterhold lives? Wait a minute. Surely not. In some battered old house. Right, where's the village store? I don't think there is one. Let's take a look at this overlook here. Let's take a look at the view. Don't worry, Brelyna, adventuring does get a little bit more exciting eventually. You just have to bear with me. I am intrigued as to this little quaint village, as to what's going on. Like you see, the College of Winterhold, yes, is a magical marvel, but there's got to be some history about this place. This place has got to be. Why is this village so run down, so ramshackle? There's got to be some reason why. There you go. Burner's Oddments. Odds and ends brought to you by Burner. Care for some calipers? Well, tough, because they're not in the game. Ah.
I do what's necessary so we can get by. Have to, since I can't count on my brother for anything.
Oh dear. So, bit of small talk? Get much business up here?
Very funny. I'm sure you've noticed that Winterhold isn't exactly overflowing with people. So I'll sell whatever I can. If it's worth putting a price on, you can bet I'll do it. I've been burned a few times, made a few bad deals, but mostly I come out on top.
Good for you. Good for you. But you seem to be talking bitterly about a bad deal. Want to talk about it?
Yeah, it was stupid of me. I shouldn't have believed the story and just refused the trade. But I didn't, and now I'm stuck with this worthless junk.
Oh, well, I've got a bit of time to spare today. I'm on a day off. What's the story?
Some line about this clothing in Ingol Barrow. He said it was worth more than its weight in gold if I took it back there. Something about placing it back in Ingol's chamber, I don't know. What was I thinking? Even if it were true, I'm not setting foot in some ancient tomb filled with who knows what.
Well, I could look into it.
I don't even care anymore. You want to check it out? Fine. I'll sell you the thing for 50 gold, and then it's your problem.
50 gold? Well, I'm sure whatever is behind the door that the claw goes into, I'm sure it's worth more than 50 gold. I'll take it.
Fine, here you go. You get killed on account of this thing, it's not my fault. Got it?
Oh, don't worry.
But I suppose if it does actually turn out to be worth something, let me know, will you?
Yeah, I'll let you know, and then I can tell you how you've been actually done out of your... you've had a bad deal twice. Anyway, what have you got for sale?
Take a look.
Necklace of Mine Alchemy. Miscellaneous. Cave bear pelt. Some lockpicks. Some tusks. Dragon bone. Dragon scales. A flute. There you go. Coral dragon claw.